Okay, so part one of this assignment requires us to develop a model, which means we're going to need to get some data. Now, if you click the link that I've put up on our eLearn page, you'll be sent directly to this. Now, this is Tana Mojo's subscription data. Now, your one probably looks like this to start off with the lifetime views, but our assignment is about her subscribers. Now, if you look at this model here, while I could still do the assignment based on this model, it's easier if you pick something with more of a linear trend. I'm going to show you how you could do it with Tana Mojo, but like Mr. Beast has got a bit of a nice linear trend. You'll need to tell me who you've picked to do this assignment on once you've selected them, because you all have to have different YouTubers so that you're using different data. So get in quick if you've got a specific one in mind. Okay, so now if you wanted to choose a different one, all you have to do is type their name up here. Click on that. It'll take you to this one. Then you go to channel growth, and then you change over here to subscribers. So if I want to find out how many you've got, all I have to do is put my little cursor above that. Now I'm going to go back to Tana Mojo. Okay, and then we're going to go to our subscriber data. Okay, so these are the dates. This is the data that I'm going to be graphing. Now, if I pull this from that and you're using Google, it'll let me separate her out into her own tab. And then I can press the Windows and the arrow button so that I'm left with this. That'll allow me to have Desmos on the other side. So now I'm going to go up here to the plus button and I'm going to insert a table. Now these X values are going to correspond to these values down here. I don't want to use dates. So instead, I'm just going to assign it as when time is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll see if we get 12. So instead of having these as Ks, you could convert them to millions as well if you wanted to. I'm going to leave them in terms of K though. So here, my first one is 5460. So 5460. Now it's important to note what unit you're using along here. Okay, then the next one that we get, 5440. 5440. Then we're going to go up here, 5490. 5490. Again, 5490. Now you're going to keep doing that and fill that table up. The other thing I'd like you to do though, make sure that you're logged in so that you can save your data so that you don't have to get new tables every time. And if you click on this one up here, it will let you, well, if I was logged in and I clicked up here, it would let me save that data too. So I could rename it as a title, and then that way next time I want to do something, I just scroll into this point here and I'll be able to find my graph. So go collect your data. Okay, so I finished entering all of that data into the table. Now I'm going to big screen this, and I'm going to show you how to set your view window so that you can see all of this in one page. So I'm going to go up here to that little setting there, and I'm going to change our x-axis to 0, and we're going to be looking. Now, I'm going to change it to -2 so that I can see a little bit this side, just so when I take screenshots, it looks a little bit nicer. And I'll go all the way up to 13, so I have a little bit of leeway on that side too. Now, for our y-axis, our lowest amount, let's see how the picture looks if I make it 0. Now, I do know that my lowest amount is 5,444, so we'll just see how this goes. I tend to like to have all my axes in there. And I can see that these are all ranging between 5, 4, and then some other numbers. So I'm just going to make that 5500, just so I get everything. Yeah. So because I've got this set as 0, it's all appearing too close up here. So I'm going to change this to be 500. Sorry. Still not giving me enough diversity here. I'm going to change it to 5400. So this can take a little bit of experimenting to get it right so that it looks nice like this. Now, the other thing that I want to do while I'm doing this is I want to label my axes. So this y-axis is subscribers. and our unit is K. Now, if you've got that in millions, you'll write millions. And on this one, that is our time axis. And that's in years. Okay, so now I've got my preliminary data. I want to take a screenshot of that. So there's two different ways you can do that. You can either go down here to the little scissor button, or I could go up here to this button there where it says share graph, and I can export image. So that'll allow it to have these labels really clearly, because it's very important that you have your labels. So instead of saving it, I can just copy that image, go back to where I've got my assignment template in the data collection, and I can input that picture there, shrink him down, and I can input the table as well by going back to Desmos. And taking a little screen grab of just this little section here. Copy, okay, and now I'm going to go back and chuck that into my template as well. Okay, so now I've got the raw data, and I can talk a little bit about that, how it was collected, where it was from. I've got this table here, so I can talk about how that was collected, where that was from. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our polynomial model. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about is identifying outliers. So in this data, I can see that I've got quite a clear trend that's going down this way, but I have these 2 points over here that are outlying from our data set. Now, if I want to leave both of them in, I can, but you may want to change your data set a little bit in Desmos. So over here, I'm going to, now Desmos doesn't particularly like to do copy and paste. Yeah. So I'm going to re-enter this data in again as a separate table, and I'm going to remove any outlying data. So add a table in, I'm going to have 0. No, I won't. So the two pieces of data that are outlying are this one and this one. They're not following the trend of the rest of the data. So if I want to exclude them, all I need to do is enter in the table again without those two in there. So I'm going to start with x equals 2 for this one. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and enter those figures in. 5, 4, 9, 0, 5, 4, 9, 0, 5, 4, 8, 0, 5, 4, 8, 0, 5, 4, 8, 0, 5, 4, 7, 0, 5, 4, 7, 0, 5, 4, 6, 0, 5, 4, 6, 0, and lucky last 5, 4, 5, 0. So now you can see that these blue dots have overlapped the ones that I want to include in the data set, and it hasn't for these two little green ones. Now, that's going to help you later on, because if I want to create a polynomial model and I don't want it to have these two included in the data set, instead of having x1 and y1, I'm going to have x2 and y2 as the points that it will refer to. Now, if you are going to be including your data as the one with the outliers removed, then you'll need to take another couple of screen grabs so that we can input them in our assignment so that you can discuss them. So over here underneath where I've got my initial data, I would talk about removing outliers. And then I would insert the picture of the data with it removed, as well as going back to Desmos. Now I would turn off those green points here, and I would take another screen grab of just this data on its own and input that into your Word document. If I can find which one is my Word document. No. Okay, my